Good morning. Happy Thursday. So I didn't film yesterday only because I was doing sew-along filming and I have completed the dress. Excuse me. I need to go through, I'm making a, well, I just filmed my plans for my module sew along so that you guys can see that, but I'm going to go ahead and get started on sewing those. So that's why I wanted to film that today, amongst other things. But I wanted to go ahead and get that filmed so that I can do the tutorial for the tower placket, because one of the things I'm making is a button-up shirt. And I'm going to do a tower placket on there so I can slip that into the sew along as well. But I finished my shirt dress is finished and it is so good. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But it's going to be 7 total parts of the sew along, which is a lot longer than my normal ones. But I just wanted to break all the different shirt making techniques up, you know, nice and easy to go back and find what you need if you're making another button-up shirt or shirt dress. So I did that yesterday, and then today I filmed tomorrow's video and I filmed all the intros for those sew along videos, which took quite a while. And then I filmed Tuesday's video. So I can go ahead and get started on my sewing. I'm ready. Have the bug. It's getting cooler today, and so I'm ready to start sewing some fall clothing. And I told you that I'm in the Minerva Fabrics, their fall fabric launch. I'm part of that tour, and that fabric arrived, and so I can't show you guys anything that I'm be making with that until it's actually released. And I think my date is September 25th, which is a Friday. So you'll definitely have that video to look forward to. I'm making an outfit with some of their new fabrics, and they're absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited. But I do need to go ahead and get those made up. So that's going to happen over this week of vlogging. And then I want to get started on my module stuff. A few of the items I want your all's opinion on. So I'm going to wait on some of those until you guys chime in next week. But yeah, I'm ready to get cutting, get some sewing done. I think it's supposed to be kind of, I mean, it's been super foggy. But yeah, if we can get some more overcast days where I really want to just settle in and do some sewing. My kids are in school today, which is why I was able to get so much filming done, although it's only 10:30. So, and this is it for filming for today. So I'm gonna be able to sew the rest of the day if I want to. But yeah, I'm definitely itching, and we're getting to a point, so they have white days and blue days. On their white days, I definitely have to be in here sitting with them because my daughter has math, and that is like a trigger point with her right now. Although we've got a tutor all lined up for her, so that's good. And then my son has ELA and social studies, which are his 2 harder subjects that he just needs a lot more help with. So when they're at home on their white days, I'm a teacher, definitely. Now on their blue days, they have classes that are just a little bit easier for them each individually. So they don't need me as much. So, you know, maybe they'll need to pop in to ask a few questions, but I find that on their at-home blue days, which is tomorrow's an at-home blue day, I can get a little bit more sewing done than on a at-home white day. And then obviously when they're at school, I'm doing some filming, but also I can get sewing done too and really just kind of zone out because it's just my husband and I and the dog that are home. So anyway, things are starting to look up. We're getting into a routine. I knew that it would happen, even if it wasn't an ideal routine, that we would get there and that things would start to level out. And that's definitely what's happening. So that's very exciting. Okay, I think that's all I have for now. I will definitely check back in. I finished my sweater. I finished knitting my sweater last night, got all the ends woven. I need to block it, but then I'll show you guys what I made. And then the yarn that Chris gifted to me. She had won it in a contest, and no one in her family wears this color, but this is such a good color for me. And she gifted me a lot, like 9 skeins plus a couple of balls of the yarn. And I swatched it last night, and it's gonna be so beautiful. And I'm making a beautiful cardigan out of it. Very excited. It's exactly what I want. Yeah, it's gonna be fun picking buttons for this too. So that, yes, I want to get some. I've been on a knitting kick right now, so I feel like I need to take advantage of that. So now that I've swatched this and I know what size I need to make and I've printed out the pattern, I can get that on my needles. I can get going on it. So I need to wind my balls. I like to do all that at once too, instead of going skein by skein. Just because, I guess I could just go skein by skein. I don't know. Anyway, just because, you know, I have to pull everything out. The twirler thing. I don't know. There's an actual name for that. What's that called? You put the hank of yarn on and then it spins while you're winding it on the ball winder. What is that called? It has a name. It'll come to me later when I'm not filming and I'll be like, oh, it's called a... anyway, it's not that hard to get out, but I do need to get them out and go ahead and wind my balls. So that's on the docket for today. That and soccer season is starting this weekend, and so sometimes it's nice to have a knitting project. I mean, most of the time, soccer is not like baseball where you have a lot of like downtime. It's pretty much go, 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 go the whole time. But, you know, halftime can get kind of long. And we have to get there so early because my husband's also the coach, that there's usually like 30 minutes before the game where I'm just sitting there. So it's nice to be able to sit and knit. And now all the parents know me as the mom that sits and knits. And then I watch when my son's playing. So I'm a fair weather fan. Okay, so that's all we got. Yeah, that's all we got for now. So if I get any cutting, if I start doing any cutting, I will definitely bring you guys along. And yeah, we're gonna do some sewing this week, some actual fun sewing. Not that my sew along and pattern testing sewing hasn't been fun, but this is stuff that I can be more creative with. Like I could just go. So, and I go faster because I'm not having to like sew along. You have to film all the steps and do the explaining. This way I can just really put a movie on and just go. And I've missed that. It hasn't happened for a couple weeks now, so it's time. All right, I will check back in with you guys later. Hi everyone, happy Thursday, or no, it's not Thursday. I don't know what day it is, Tuesday. So again, you're getting a Thursday and a Tuesday for the vlog. I'm so sorry. My week really got away from me. So Thursday after I talked to you, my ribs started bothering me a lot. So I actually went to my chiropractor thinking that I had maybe dislocated something, like dislocated my ribs. My brother-in-law said that happens to him a lot. So I went and, sorry, I also can't take a deep breath. And it's not dislocated, but what he thinks happened is that when I leaned forward, my ribs, you know, they come around your body like this, two of them kind of went, neek, you know, and that's the popping that I heard was two ribs kind of rubbing up against each other, and nothing, I don't think anything broke or anything, but that probably tore tissue in between those two ribs, which is why I'm only sore like up through here instead of, he said if they were dislocated, you'd be sore all the way around, and I'm not, just in the front. And so, anyway, it's the same. I mean, even if I broke my ribs, it'd be the same. Like, you can just bind them, that's it, to help it heal and knit together. But the problem is when that tissue keeps getting torn, because your ribs expand and contract, like when you breathe and when you move. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. So it's kind of a little bit longer process, but he says being bound does help with that. So we're gonna see. So I thought I would try that. I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't do any adjustments or anything like that. He just basically gave me a heavy duty band that goes on, it has to go right under my arm, so it goes on top of my boobs. So it's the weirdest silhouette right now. It's like pushed them down because it doesn't cover my boobs completely, so it's not even like they're just pushed flat. They're like pushed down. A very weird silhouette. I'm just wearing really loose shirts. It's just really hard to take a deep breath, and I just did some cleaning. And I had this on, but I'm so sore. So anyway. Oh, the perils of knitting. Who would have thought? Speaking of which, so that's went on Thursday, and then Friday, I woke up Thursday. I'd rolled over on myself on Wednesday, and I think re-injured something because I was in kind of a lot of pain by the time I went on Thursday afternoon. And then Friday, I was painful, but my husband he took Friday off and Monday off because his birthday was on Sunday. So, and the kids were home for school on Friday, so I was doing my teacher duties and all that kind of stuff. And then Saturday, we had some soccer. My daughter got a migraine, so I was dealing with her. She gets those. I've never had those before, bless her heart. She just gets a really bad headache. It comes out of like nowhere. She will throw up a lot of the times and then sleep for like 3 hours, and then she's fine. And that's exactly what happened Saturday night. So I had to miss the very first soccer game of the season, but that's okay. I think my son had a really good game. And then Sunday was my husband's birthday, and we had another soccer game, and our church is opened back up. So I went up to the church because I'm leading a small group for 5th grade girls. So this was our first week meeting on Sunday, so I got to meet them, and I'm co-leading with 2 sophomores in high school, and so they are just absolutely lovely. So I'm very excited about that. It's a really good group. It's been a while since I'd led a girls' life group. I used to do it. I took a group of girls from 7th grade all the way through, or 8th grade. they're either 7th or 8th graders all the way through their senior year of high school, but they're all like 21 or 22 now. So I took a little bit of a break, and now I want to get back into it and take another group all the way through. So anyway, that was Sunday, and then my husband's birthday. And then yesterday, my friend Cisa, who lives down by Louisville, which is like a 2-hour drive from here, was up. Her mother lives in a southern suburb of Indiana, or Indianapolis, and so she was up visiting, and I had a cut of wool that came from my mentor Joyce. So she's part of my sewing group, and she did inherit some of Joyce's spoils as well when Joyce was divvying up her stash. But I had 4 yards of this beautiful teal wool, and she was making it, we were talking, because she's doing the module. She's my friend that, beautiful seamstress, and just really wants to get a grip on her own personal wardrobe. And so we were talking, we were FaceTiming and talking, and she's like, I need something for a nice, she really wanted to make the Jessica blazer. I was like, oh my gosh, I have some teal wool. We're very similar in coloring. I was like, I've got some teal wool that would be perfect, and I think I've got a ton of it, and I did. So I've got 4 yards, so I cut off 2 yards for her. So we met up at a JoAnn's that's kind of in between us, and to give her the wool, and then also I just hadn't seen her since before lockdown. And then we did a little bit of shopping for her for her module there at JoAnn's, and I picked up a couple of things. Shouldn't have, but I did. So I wanted to show you what I picked up, and then I'd had a lot of comments on my knitting when I talked about it, I guess, in today's module video that you guys were seeing. So a lot of people asked if they could kind of see in progress. So I'm going to talk about that just a little bit too. And then I get to go play taxi driver. So today has been, it's a day or a white day. We do white and blue days. Those are their school colors. And those are the harder at-home days for both my kids, just the classes that they have. So it was an intense school day. Then I did some cleaning, which I'm in quite a bit of pain now that I've done that. I break my house up into zones, so I did zone 1 today. My house is disgusting, and it's got to get cleaned. So zone a day to get through the week, and then we will have a clean house by the end of the week. Yes, and then I was making dinner, and now I get to play taxi driver, so I have to go pick my son up early from soccer practice to get him to his church life group, and then I'm bringing him and his best friend who's in his life group home, because we carpool with them, but I'm doing the first round of bringing them home. So that has to happen tonight. I need to edit this vlog. That'll just be 2 days worth again. Again, I apologize. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you guys this while I have just a little bit of time. So I'm going to show you my knitting, my 2 knitting projects, and I'm going to show you some fabric. And then, hold on 1 second. I have a suede skin on the floor in my pile of fabric that I'm playing around with to decide what I want to do. And the dog has decided that it looks interesting to her, but I really don't want her to do anything to that. Yeah, it's pretty. Okay, so fabric. First thing, I have a cut. This I did not get at JoAnn's. This is a Minerva, I would call it a cotton duck. Oops, sorry. In this beautiful orange that I got from Minerva to do a blog post for. And it was very stiff when it came. And this is beautiful pumpkin color. Is that not just absolutely gorgeous? So I soaked it in Coke yesterday and then washed it. And guys, this trick, this is my 3rd time trying it. And it just really works a treat. So what I do is I put my yardage in, and I think there's it's either 2 or 3 meters that I have of this. Maybe just 2 meters into the washing machine, and I put it on a medium water level, and then I dump a whole 2 liter of Coke into there and let it soak for like, I don't know, 3 hours or so. And then I drain it, and then I ran it with detergent and washed it normally, and then throw it in the dryer, and it comes out so much softer. It's still a very bodied fabric because it's a cotton duck, but oh my gosh, I can't wait to work with this. And I think it's going to be a pair of pants, so you have to wait and stay tuned for that. This is not module related, so just stay tuned. That's some other plans I've got in the background. So again, we were at JoAnn's and shopping for her, but a couple of things jumped. Actually, a lot more could have jumped because we're the same. We're very similar in our coloring and our colors. She had her colors done too. So there was a lot of crossover that can happen with us. And I was good and just kept, shoving things at her that were beautiful. Anyway, this was the first thing I came across. Well, not the first thing I came across. This is a faux leather with stretch. This is the right side of it. So it's got stretch, but what is amazing, and this is like the brick red. This is one of my reds that's really good. It's like a warm brick red. It feels phenomenal. Like it is such a nice faux leather, vinyl, pleather, whatever you want to call it. And it has a really nice backing on it too. It's almost like a faux suede on the backing. But this, yeah, and it's got stretch. So I got 1.5 yards of this just because, number one, I don't know that I've ever felt a faux leather, vinyl, pleather, whatever, that's felt this pliable and soft. I mean, it's really nice. And we didn't, there were a couple of other colors. Of course, nothing was together. Like we kept, we'd walk around. They definitely had vinyl or pleather or whatever that did not feel, I mean, it felt like vinyl or pleather normally feels. But they had a couple of other, I think they had a black and maybe like a plum color. But anyway, I got 1.5 yards of this, and I think this might have to be a skirt for fall. Like a pencil skirt. I think my friend Sisa got some too. She's gonna do a moto jacket out of hers. I just feel like I have a lot of moto jackets. And so I only got 1.5 yards because I think I could do pants, guys. I could totally do pants because it's stretchy. Can you see the stretch in that? Like it's pretty stretchy. I don't know, maybe I should do pants. Like a pair of pull-on pants maybe? I'll check the stretch just to make sure. Because that would be, like it's very soft, the wrong side of it. Like that would not be uncomfortable against my skin. I don't know. Should I do like a sexy pencil skirt? I don't know. I don't need to make a decision now. But I'm glad that I grabbed this because this, it just felt like, it felt so nice for a vinyl. And it was, they have like an Ember collection or something that was on sale half off. And so this was part of that, I think. Or maybe it was just on sale. Everything I got was on sale. But I think I paid $10 a yard for that. So it was like $20 normally for 1.5 yards. And then also I have used their stretch corduroy before, and these two colors were in this Ember collection and they were half off, and so I think it came to, I don't know whether they normally like $15 a yard or $14 a yard, so I paid like $7.50 a yard. So I got 2 yards of these stretch corduroys because I've made the Mountain View, sorry, I can't catch my breath because I can't take it. Number one, I'm like constricted in like this corset thing, and number two, it just hurts to take a deep breath, so I get out of breath like super easy. But I made the Mountain View jeans last fall in like a chocolate brown and then also a plum color. And I had to donate the chocolate brown ones because I made them too short. I cropped up the length too short, which is such, I mean, it kept shrinking up. And the, I wanted them like a 7/8 pant. I wanted them kind of shorter and they were a skinny pant. But then they kept shrinking and they got to the point where I have very full calves. And so when it kept getting up tighter, they were just really tight. Like it was creeping further up my leg where it was getting into that tight part on my leg. So that when I would like bend down and like stand up, like it couldn't come up higher. You know, when your pants need to come up higher. It was like pulling my pants down. Anyway, they were donated. But my purple ones are still great. They're a flare. And I love them. So I got this gorgeous camel color. Again, those half off. And even if I don't use it this fall, this is the thing. When you have your colors done and you know what's in your palette and what you love to wear, it makes shopping sales so much better. So finding a fabric that is a classic, which I wear corduroy like every fall and winter. There's corduroy in my wardrobe. So I know this will get made up at some point, and it won't go out of style. You know, it's corduroy. It's not a needle cord, but it's a somewhat fine well cord. So I mean, that's just always going to be in style. So I bought it in this color, and then I bought this rust. This is coming up, well, I don't know. It's orange. It's definitely like a rust color. Less red, more orange. But I bought these two colors because, you know, again, if they don't get made up this fall or winter, like definitely, although they go in my module, so they could definitely get made up and slide pretty seamlessly in. But yeah, those are two fantastic colors in my color wheelhouse. And then this was on the clearance wall and I grabbed it. It is a cotton twill. It's a little lighter weight. It's got stretch. Not a ton, but it does have stretch. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's printed on. I'm kind of thinking I might try the Mila dungarees in these. I might make 2 pairs. Hold on, I'm getting ready to lose my battery. Let me change my battery. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my battery. So, I just don't know if it's got enough stretch, but I'll test that. It's washed. I just washed it, so it's all good and ready to go. But I thought, I really wanted a pair of, like brown stretch. I think I said that in the video today. Brown stretch denim or something that was a little thicker, for my Milas, but I couldn't find it, so I was gonna just use some denim out of my stash, which is fine. I think that will look fantastic, and I'd love a pair of skinny and just regular denim. But then I found this. And I think it would look amazing with all 3 of the tops that I'm making for my module. So I got, this was on the clearance rack and I did not pay very much for it. Like maybe $7 a yard. I mean, I bought 2 yards of it, maybe like 7 or something. Maybe less, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to do the Milas out of these first because my denim is Cone Mills denim. So then if there's any major, I may muslin just the bottom part of those. I don't know, it's hard to muslin though because they're meant for a stretch fabric, so it's really hard to muslin with something that's not stretch. So I may use this as like a wearable muslin, and then if they work, fantastic, because I think they'll be pretty great. And then if I have to make, you know, any tweaks, even if they're minor, even if this is still wearable, but some minor tweaks, and then make the ones out of the denim. So I may be making 2 pairs of the Milas. But anyway, isn't that great? I'm so excited about that. So anyway, that's what I got at JoAnn's. And then I got some jean buttons that I needed. I got a project I'm working on that I needed some jean buttons, and they have like, I have no idea what happened to all my jean buttons. I had a whole bunch. I can't find them. Okay, so my knitting. So I finished my soundtrack sweater, and I will show you the clip of it. It's blocking right now. Okay, so here's my soundtrack sweater. It's being all nice and blocked. It's soaked for about, almost 2 hours probably, in some Euclid. And then I got it all mostly not wrung out. I lay it down on a clean towel and then roll the towel up and kind of step on it to get as much water out as gently as possible. It fits me really well. I've already had it on before it was blocked, so I can't wait to see what it looks like when everything is all blocked and done. But yeah, there she is. Sorry, it's kind of under the shadow of my table. But there is my soundtrack sweater. So that is going to be getting its blocking done, let it dry, give it a couple days, and then it'll be all good to go in my wardrobe. Okay, so that one fits fantastic. I've already had it, I had it on after I wove in my ends and stuff, and everything fits really well, and it's perfect. Like it's a fairly, I don't think it's supposed to be as close fitting as what it is, but I did make it a little bit smaller. I knit really big, so my swatch ends up usually being about 10% bigger than what the gauge is. So I usually just size down, and because usually that's fine because the length lines I do need in a size down, but I need the bigger size for the width. But since I knit big, I can get the width. So anyway, it's perfect. And I made it a little bit more cropped than what the, not cropped, it hits me like 15 inches. 15 inches from the underarm down, which is where I like my sweaters to hit. I don't like them to be too much longer because then they overwhelm me a little bit. That's like the perfect length of t-shirts and tops and everything. 15 inches from my armpit down. So that's what I knit it to, and it fits fantastic, and I cannot wait to wear it. That's the one, it's in an organic merino, and yeah, so it's been all soaked, and I did some wet blocking, and now it is on my blocking pads, and it is drying. So we'll give that a couple of days. In the meantime, I have another project on my knitting needles. So that one, what was I knitting those on? Like a size 5, I think, US size 5. I can't remember what that comes up to in the millimeters. Needle. And then this is my next project. Let me show you the picture. I like to print out my instructions. So this is the Be Thankful cardigan by Lily Kate Designs. And this is it here. And this was kind of very similar to that Old Navy cardigan, oddly enough, that I wanted to recreate. So it's kind of oversized, but it's cropped. I mean, that's sitting like a little bit below her waist. And I'm knitting this, gets knit, because it's a thicker yarn. I think that's so pretty. I'm gonna knit this, I'm knitting this on size 9 needles, which feels like it's knitting up super fast because it's so much bigger than the needles that I was using. But I've made great headway. So it's a bottom up cardigan, and and it gets kind of all knitted into one, and then I do it, what is it, a three, what is it called? A three something bind off to attach to, what is that called? A three needle bind off to attach to sew the shoulder seams up, and it is drop shoulder. But I've had so many requests to see my knitting, so it looks really wonky because I am knitting up like one. I'm also on circular needles. This is going to be kind of hard. And it's all because I'm knitting on. This is going to look really like just a jumble because I can't open it up. I'm knitting on circular needles, and it is flat pretty much now, but I am just knitting on the front right side at the moment. So everything is like attached weirdly. So there's actually, so see the cardigan does come apart there, but everything's on my needles weird. So I like to use, this is that gorgeous yarn that Chris gave me. It's just knitting up beautifully. So this is my, oh my gosh, and I'm stuck on my bag. So it's just a plain old stockinette stitch, and it's, yeah, I'm knitting it flat, but just on a long cable needle. It's just all gathered up. You just can't really see. So this really isn't showing you much of my in progress knitting. I'll have to give you all more sneak peeks when I finish certain parts. I think when I get to the back, at least one front will be detached because I'll put that on waste yarn. But here's the other side. So the other side of it, anyway, it's got a beautiful rib knit. So yeah, bottom up. So I'm at the armpit right now, which is right there. So it's pretty, you know, it's a fairly crop, but someone said that be careful with alpaca because it grows once it's been blocked. So be very careful with that. This is an alpaca merino blend. And I had an alpaca sweater, alpaca bamboo sweater that I knit last winter that grew a ton. And I'm sure, I thought it was the bamboo because, you know, the bamboo is heavier, but it probably was a combination of both. Oh my gosh, it got so long and the sleeves are like super long, and it was one of those that I'm like, okay, lessons learned. So anyway, but yes, this is my work in progress. So when I go sit up at the church and wait for my son's life group to be over, I'm just gonna be sitting up there and knitting. Isn't that a pretty color? So excited. So yeah, you just go back and pick up stitches to do the neckband, and I'm gonna find some neat buttons for the front. It's got some long ends that need to be trimmed back here. But yeah. It's got this, so you have like a faux side seam. So she has you like slipping stitches here at the side seam and like purling, just to give it kind of a detail like right along the side seam. That's kind of cool. Anyway, it's been a very good, it's a very size inclusive pattern too. She has, oh man, sneezes hurt. And I shouldn't have sneezed into my hand. I know that is so no-no right now, but oh my gosh, I was just trying to brace myself. It hurts so bad. Oh, okay. She has a very large size range for her patterns. She has a lot of other cute ones, really cute ones too, so I would like to try some other ones. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. So far, so good. And it's knitting up really fast. So yeah, I'm almost done with the right front, and then I'll put the shoulder stitches on waste yarn, and then I'll do the back up, and there's some German short rows at the top to do some shaping, and then I'll do the left front. The back will probably take me a little bit just because it's a lot more stitches to get it up, and then the left front gets knitted up, and then I do that 3 needle bind off. Is that what it's called? 3 needle bind off, which I've actually never done before, but YouTube, right? So that's why I'll finish those off, and then you just pick up stitches because it's a drop shoulder and knit down for the sleeve. So yeah, and then the band. Then you need to do the band all the way up and around. So anyway, I think that that should be one that's probably finished before winter, which is always a good goal. I get that way, you know, I'll knit like crazy, and then my I have a sweater that's been on needles, gosh, since before the beginning of lockdown. Yeah, that I just kind of got bored with, but I'll go back to it because it's a gorgeous color and I really do want the sweater. It's a beautiful sweater. So there you have it. There is my knitting. I think that's all I've got to tell you right now. I did today, was able to take some time while my kids were having a break, and I cut out my classic shirt. So it is all cut out. I need to film I have the whole sew along filmed that you're watching right now, and edited and everything except for the tower placket, because I was going to do that on the sleeves of the classic shirt. So I do need to film that tomorrow. So I will be sewing tomorrow, so I can take you guys along for the whole shirt sewing process. And then I need to be working on the Sew My Style, their fabric tour. Fall fabric tour starts next week, and I'm on the 25th. So I need to get that outfit sewn up, and I'll show you guys, you know, kind of clips of me actually sewing it. I'm just going to wait and show you the finished. I'm not even going to tell you what patterns I'm making, but I'm going to wait and you can see the finished product on Friday the 25th. So I think it's going to be a really good one though. So I'm very excited, but I'll give you some sneak peeks of me actually working on it so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Some teasers. So yes, so I think that this week will definitely be a lot more filming because I'll be doing a lot more sewing. That's the idea anyway. And then of course I need to work on my module. I need to get that all done. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I think that's all I've got. I'm going to stop now and get this edited so I can get it uploaded because I've got to go play taxi driver now. Okay, I hope you guys have had a great week, and thanks for following along the 2 days, and I will see you again next week. Have a good one.